Good.
So, do you want me to just jump right in?
Sure.
What guns do you have?
Let's see. Generally carry SIGs.
You carry SIGs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which one?
The SIG 229.
Right.
I carry, I just got a. My wife Marcus Luttrell just gave her a Walther, a little teeny one. I don't even know what it is, but it seems to be a P229 too. Is that right? She's a little one. I just shot it last weekend. It's a little teeny gun. It's great.
So you carry the SIG 229. Any other SIG that you carry on a regular basis?
No,
just that.
I have mainly SIGs.
Okay. Generally speaking, do you have a lot of guns, or a few, or?
Yeah, I mean, I have a fair amount.
You need more vague?
Yes, I could.
Mostly handguns, mostly rifles, shotguns?
No, I have some, just some shotguns, nothing to speak of. I have a couple AR-15s. I have just got a great
trap gun?
Yeah, no, a great Remington, 1873. What is it? 2330? Is that right? 2332? What is it?
Nick?
No?
I can't remember. Shotguns are my thing.
He knows. He was with me. It's just
Is it Remington or Winchester?
Winchester.
Yeah, it's Winchester.
Yeah, Winchester. Beautiful.
So it doesn't sound like you buy those really fancy bespoke shotguns, the Purdy's and all that other really expensive stuff.
No.
So it's mostly.
I'm not really. I mean, I'm. My family my uncles were really into guns and hunting. I was never into guns and hunting.
Right.
And
how did you get into guns or guns? Do you hunt first of all?
No, once
Right.
I've hunted. Marcus Luttrell keeps telling me that we're going to go hunting. What did I get? The 1873.
The 3220?
Yeah, 3220.
It's a Winchester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Winchester 3220.
So you went hunting once. We'll get to that in a second. But
Yeah.
so how did you? So did you grow up with guns and no, your parents didn't have guns. Your uncles did.
Yeah, my uncles did. My grandfather did.
Right.
I would go, and I still have his shotgun that he used to walk around. We'd go every night around his berry farm, and he'd have his shotgun, get the pheasant at night.
So how did your mom and dad feel about that then?
Oh, they were fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that it was just never part of our family. We never did it. Nobody was anti-gun in my family, so I never grew up around it. Then
Excuse me, ignorance. Where did you grow up?
Mount Vernon, Washington State. And never really got into the. I always feel, one of the things about. I just went to the rifle range. Last week. Went and did some trap. I'm decent at trap. And then we went to the rifle range, and I brought my future son-in-law to the rifle range with me, and I'm trying
Show
to
him your shotgun. So
yeah, I did. Oh, I showed him before we got to trap. But I had him fire the AR-15 with me, and I'm trying to teach him how to shoot a little bit. And he's born and bred New Yorker, and first time with a gun, and the guy at the
a shotgun in his.
That's right. That's right. And I showed him that I was a good shot with a shotgun.
Was it a 12 gauge?
Yes, it was.
So the first time you ever shot a gun, you got to.
What is that? What? I told him that it, might be a little tender there, but anyway, we went and anyway, the guy who was running the range was just quite honestly a jerk, and he was one of these, and probably most people who belong to the National Rifle Association don't even see this because they know generally what they're doing with guns.
Right.
But I was firing something, and I was firing one, and he was firing one, and I don't know what he was doing, but he's a bad shot, and the guy from the rifle range just came up to him and was just rude to him. And as we were leaving, he now no longer wanted to ever go to. He felt so awkward as it was. He didn't want to go.
Future son-in-law?
Yeah, and he didn't want to go back to the rifle range ever. And I said to him, don't listen to people like that. You know, I always feel awkward about guns. I mean, honestly, I feel awkward a little bit about doing this interview because I'm not a gun expert, and I don't want to pretend that I'm a gun expert or anything else. I believe in the Second Amendment, and I have guns as a collector, if you will.
Right.
And it's my right to own them and use them in a responsible way. But I even feel awkward. I have a lot of good friends who are good hunters and good shots, and they invite me to go all the time. And one of the things that stops me from doing it is because I feel awkward. They know what they're doing, and I feel like, honestly, I was just asked to throw out the first baseball at the Texas Rangers game. I didn't play sports when I was young, okay? I mean, I was working when I was 8 years old. I was working at my dad's bakery. At 13, I had a job at the radio station, so I never played ball. I never threw a ball. I feel completely ridiculous throwing a ball. No way am I going out in front of that crowd and throwing that ball out there. I feel the same way with guns. And that's not cool. You know, we've got to, the people who run the ranges and stuff have to be cooler to people who are just coming into it. Because it's an intimidating, a gun of a responsible person has enough burden on them as it is. They know how dangerous it is. They're trying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but there are millions and millions of newbies out there now. I mean,
I know.
You've got, because of the liberalization of the carry laws, there's this big, huge spike of new people coming into it. We think.
Right.
You don't know. The antis
Right.
say that it's just people who had guns now are getting more guns. So that they say that
Could be.
the demographic is not any bigger.
I know. Barack Obama should be paid by this industry. You know, I'm sure everybody at the NRA and every gun manufacturer in the United States is kind of torn. They know that they're out of business if he's elected again, but if he's not elected, it's going to hurt business. So you got to be a little torn.
I have one political question for you, since you kind of going.
Oh
in that
boy.
area. No, it's a simple.
I may not
one.
have a political answer for it.
All right. Well,
All right, go
it's
ahead.
a simple question. You know what constitutional carry means?
Constitutional carry?
Yeah. In the gun rights world, constitutional carry means that you shouldn't have to have any special permit to carry a gun, because
Right.
the Constitution of the United States says you should
Correct.
be able to keep and bear arms.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have to get a permit, you shouldn't have to go through classes, you shouldn't have licenses, you shouldn't be registered, you should be able to, as an American, buy a gun and carry it. So, what do you think? Are you pro or
I mean,
anti-constitutional
for the first time
carry?
hearing constitutional carry, I don't think it's wise for me to go spout off on it. I think there's something to be said for an organization like the NRA to help people train, be responsible with a gun. You know, when
Sure,
when
the
the
question,
Constitution.
if I can interrupt for a second,
Yeah.
just basically asking, should people be required to have training and licensing to carry a concealed weapon?
I think we should all be responsible
Right.
for ourselves, and unfortunately, if you want small, limited government, it requires you to be much more responsible than we have been as citizens. I'm an anti-progressive in every step of the way.
I'm kind of hearing the yes side of all this.
What'd you say?
I'm kind of hearing that you're.
What I'm saying to you is I am if you will, an anti-progressive libertarian. So I think we should take all this progressive nonsense of giant government, and slowly unwind it as we teach ourselves to be more responsible.
Okay.
Do I believe that drugs should be legalized? Sure, someday. Not today, because A,
It's a Saturday.
it's a Saturday, and that would be ridiculous.
Everybody would be partying, everybody's going out tonight.
What's going on with that? We're not responsible enough to let someone make their own choices. A heroin addict, you have a right to be a heroin addict. Great, and kill yourself. Good for you. God bless you. I'll help you. I'll look at you, but right before you push that needle in, I'll say, brother, don't do it. Please. Can I help you? Can I help you? But if you're not going to stand up on your own, you're going to push the needle in, you're going to kill yourself, Okay, that's your choice. And I have to be willing to step over you, not to create some giant program that makes me now say, oh, no.
Okay.
So in long run,
We're still dancing around this, really.
here's the answer.
Okay.
Long run,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
Short term, no.
Okay.
How's that?
That works.
There's so many people that are irresponsible. Unfortunately, most of them work in the government right now in Washington.
Well, at least they're well paid.
Yeah. Well, but only double that of the average citizen.
That's it.
Oh, they sacrifice a lot for that service.
Okay. So now you carry a gun. Have you ever trained in for yourself? Well, you travel everywhere.
I can kill you 6 ways with a paperclip.
I could be killed 6 ways. I've got that Zen thing. But so do you go to travel to different states all over the place? So you have it's pretty tough to keep track.
I usually don't carry a gun myself, because we have now, because of the situation that we're in. I have protectors. They carry their own guns. I don't.
But you do have a holster, and for your and you
Yeah,
do have the possibility or option.
Yeah, if I'm out someplace, or if I'm out, you know, on our property, or I'm going to a friend's ranch or something, I'll carry and
You carry open or concealed?
conceal. I mean, unless I'm on a ranch, then I'll put it in a holster. Got this great old Colt 45.
Now, there's some people who feel that the Second Amendment is, this is political. Is that right, Fast?
Go ahead.
Question? That the Second Amendment is the litmus test for conservative values. Obviously, the NRA are going to take that point of view, right? If you're pro-gun, pro-responsibility, you have to be pro-gun as well. And guns protect you from tyranny.
Yeah.
You know the whole spiel, right? The question, if you look at Mr. Romney, who's kind of very vacillating on these issues. He signed an assault weapons ban, continuation in Massachusetts. The gun people are not really gung ho Romney. Do you think that Romney would respect the Second Amendment?
Here's what I'm going to say in my speech tonight. And not a lot of people have really looked into this when it comes to Romney, but I think once you really understand this, about Romney, you can get behind him, and that is, he's not a communist. And I say we don't vote for communists. It's a pretty
low bar,
really quite a low bar, and it's a bar that I'm willing to step across and say,
well, now, fair enough. The NRA are constantly beating the drum that Obama's going to take away gun rights, and that we've got to oppose him, and this administration is worse than any other administration. Yet Obama hasn't actually moved against gun rights. Fast and Furious sounds like it's a bit of a. Well, well, hold on.
yeah,
Let me put it to you this way.
yeah,
Do you think that if Obama got reelected,
gun rights are over. But no, they're not going to take away the Second Amendment. I mean, you can't take away the Second Amendment without taking away the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, he's not going to do it from the amendment, just like he would never restrict freedom of speech through the through what was that, fairness doctrine. That's not going to happen either.
so you're
Yeah,
saying if Obama's
Cass-
reelected, gun rights are over?
Yeah, Cass, Sunstein. Oh, you'll still be able to buy your gun.
Right.
You'll just not be able to get through the maze of regulations. I invite you to go, I'm getting the sign. I invite you to try to go just buy a gun in New York City. The hoops of buying a gun in New York City are almost impossible. But you can buy one,
Right.
have at it. That's the way it happens. Gun rights are regulated out of existence. Cass Sunstein is a man that every single gun owner should know about.
That's not a name that you usually think of when you think of gun regulation. Just to be fair.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Eric Holder.
Yeah. Cass Sunstein is the most dangerous man in America because no one is looking his way. He's absolutely brilliant, and he has waited his whole life for this job.
Thank you for your time.
Yes,
I have
thanks very
one-
much.